Hello, YouTube. It is SWGoH's #1 Vance fan, Mr. McClunky, here again today. And I wanted to talk to you about a topic that's near and dear to my heart. So I know a lot of the community is focused right now with the recent announcements and data mines about bonus drops, upcoming double drops. And I know you're all very anxiously kind of awaiting some of the feedback from creators like Calvin, from people like Egnards, to try and figure out how to get the most out of those double drop and bonus drop events. But one thing that I think gets neglected quite a bit in this game is how we hoard for single drops. So I have upgraded my proprietary valuation sheet to also include um, a hoarding for single drops events. So over here on the left is kind of why we ought to hoard, and over here on the right is how we accomplish such a task. So throughout the day, we accumulate, if we are being at our utmost efficient, 835 energy per day for normal energy, 240 coming from that natural accrual, 135 coming from those little bonus energy drops that we get at various points throughout the day, 360 coming from the 50 crystal refreshes, and then the extra 100 that does come from claiming the Kessel Run events. I know some people like to include those, some people don't. I haven't included the mystery chests that you get from the web store just because that gives you a random amount of energy and we can't necessarily account for that. On Fleet, 240 for natural accrual, 45 for the bonus drop, 360 for the 50 crystal refreshes. Same exact valuation for the other energy type. And then Cantina comes out to 120 on the natural accrual, 45 from bonus, and 360 from the 100 crystal refreshes. So those are kind of the values that we're working with here today. And honestly, when it comes to single drop refreshes, I think it is a priority, typically for me, to do normal Fleet and Cantina. Sometimes Fleet can be a little bit lower priority, but I think it is still important. I've been farming a lot of gear lately to get some of those finisher pieces for some of the pirates. So that has definitely been on my priority. Mod energy, I know I should prioritize it, but it's been a little lower on the totem pole. So the question that we get asked a lot is, well, what do we lose from hoarding energy for single drops? So we actually don't lose any crystal value. We don't necessarily need to really build up too much of a hoard. There's not much of a net gain, and there's not many crystals per day. So we ask kind of why do we do it? And why we do it is just to maximize our efficiency with those crystals. So how we go about doing this is we try and get as close to these target values over here on the right page by the end of our day as possible. So in this case, by the end of my day, I would want to have as close as I can to 0 normal energy, 0 fleet, 0 cantina, and 0 of the other one. So kind of taking a look at things in game, what does that look like for us? So as you can see, like I said, my mod energy may be a little bit more neglected than it should be. I have allowed it to hit cap overnight. However, these other ones, because I got as close as I could to 0 last night, I was able to like maximally benefit from those sort of things. So one of the other things that we can do is at 3 points throughout the day, we have these little bonus energy claims. Like I said, just claim those. It's free. I have not gone on to do my web store thing yet, so I will be a little bit behind on the normal energy. But so what we want to do is go through and get some of these refreshes. And so now I'm all hoarded up on mod energy for the day, and I just want to pick one of these. Like this is usually a pretty nice one to do. So I'll go through. I've hoarded up that mod energy. Now I've spent that mod energy, and I'm as close to 0 as I can get. There's none of these nodes even going all the way back over here. There are no 3 energy nodes, so that's about as efficient as we can be at this point. So then next, I usually like to hop into here and see, well, what am I working on right here? So at this point, I do want to start slow farming, getting ready for Balin becoming permanently unlocked. So I'll go through, spend some energy down there. Let's get my refreshes going. There we go. I'm all hoarded for single drops. And then I go over to Shin. Let's go. Get some of that. Didn't get any shards. That sucks. Over in ships, I've only got a few ships that I'm working on still, so I think can spare some of this energy. Go and grab some Emperor Shuttle and some TIE Reaper shards real quick. All right, and then I do still have some left over. Not necessarily sure if I want to go Chirotech. I have been trying to get ready for these sort of things. So like I know impulse detectors, those are going to be a bit tough. So I'll usually like hop into here. This is one that I like to try and farm for some of the impulse detectors. So I'll just throw the rest of the energy in there. So down to 4. Again, no 4 energy nodes. So that's about as efficient as we can be. And then when it comes to the fleet energy, I do have a ship that I'm working on here that requires the fleet energy. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hoard for single drops, buying those 50 crystal refreshes. And then boom, spend it on that. And oops, don't necessarily have, again, too much in terms of gear. Silvo is going to be wanting some gear later. But right now, again, trying to get ready for Hondo. And I'm probably going to want some of these Gerda keypads. So I can hop over here, get some fusion furnaces, hoarded for single drops, and I'm cashing out on those single drops. So then the only one left would be my signal data from the Cantina Energy. So I'm going to hop over here. Let's hoard up for single drops real quick. And you can see I am hoarded. My energy value is above the maximum. And then we'll go ahead and just spend that energy right here. And again, I am about as close to 0 as I can get. And then throughout the day, this energy is going to accumulate. I'm going to collect some of those bonus energy drops. I'm going to hop on to the web store, claim that free energy chest. I'm going to hop on over and grab the Castle Run rewards and then be able to, again, reinvest that in. So once again, kind of the key to hoarding for single drops is just to recognize we want to be mindful about our energy accumulation and we want to get as close as we can to these target values by the end of the day. And then again, when the day resets, we can kind of jump into this whole pattern again. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoy hoarding for single drops. Um, like I said, this is a particular passion project of mine. I think it's so important and so under talked about. We focus so much on these double drops and bonus drops, and honestly, I feel like they only come around. We get double drops maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Bonus drops, I feel like 2 to 4 times a year. But think about it. Every day that we're not getting double or bonus drops, and heck, given CG's recent move to requiring pirates at a certain level to get these other bonus drops, even when we have bonus drops, they might not be available to every player if they're not working on farming the new stuff. So just be mindful about it. Like, I feel like there's so much attention that gets put uh, towards these special things. We forget about the day to day. So I just wanted to kind of call some attention to this and thank you all so much for watching. Good luck out there.